Great service. Strange boys. I just got finished filming that.
So,
Hey man, how you doing?
good. How about you?
I actually just got filming. Yeah, I just
Did
got
you?
done filming a review of Rescue Ladders and Human
Okay.
Barricades 3.
Did you get the soda?
The soda?
Yeah, you said you're gonna pick up some soda before.
Oh yeah, I
Huh.
went all the way to my grandmother's house and it started
Ah,
pouring down rain.
not cool, not cool.
It happens. It happens.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, I just to give you an update before I start the interview. So I'm actually moving back to the Philippines in around November because my
Oh,
wife's visa got rejected because of financial issues.
oh.
I'm not too upset about it. I mean, I kind of wanted to live there anyway. I've got all my friends are from there, and it'd be easier to run this record label. But I'm trying to get Private Stock Hype School reissued. I want to make 1,000 CDs, and
Uh-huh.
I've been talking to Mel about it, and he is more focused on CDs. I mean, he likes cassette tapes because obviously cassettes are cheap. But Mel, he wants CDs because he tells me that CDs people drive to work in their cars, and he thinks
Yeah.
CDs will sell them. Yeah, that's totally
Hmm.
understandable. Not many people are probably driving around with a beat up Chevy, putting cassettes in there in 2019.
I know that is more of the 80s.
Yeah, I'll probably just I've got a handful of buddies who want a cassette, so I'm probably gonna make 1,000 CDs, and
Hmm.
then just a limited run of cassettes for whoever wants them. So if you want a cassette tape, if I'm gonna give one to you,
Hmm.
Ricky, Mel,
Yeah.
and then
Hmm.
because
Yeah.
I've already got like 25 cassettes made. I just yeah, I've got them printed off and made, but Mel's like, I don't really
Oh.
care about the cassettes. I'm more focused on CDs. I'm like, okay, Mel, all right.
Did Mel give you a copy of the like? I think he remixed the album again. I don't know.
Well, what he told me was the original master tape was like in some storage unit, and
Hmm.
I guess termites had their way with it, unfortunately. But he sent it in to get it cleaned up, and
Oh.
he got it digitized, but apparently it blew. Well, in his words, it blew up, which I was like, how the hell did a
Oh.
master
Okay.
tape blow up? He's like, it just blew up and
Ah.
destroyed. I was like, so it's
Yeah.
but he said it's preserved to digital, and
Hmm.
I asked him like how he's heard the version that I have a there's a Brave New World blog spot that's ran by some French guy. I
Hmm.
downloaded Hype School from the internet. I didn't get it from him. I downloaded it from the internet.
Mm.
And Mel actually has some MP3s from the master. And so I was
Hmm.
like, hey, can you just send me those so I can, have the best quality of it? And I noticed
Hmm.
something very particular. How long has it been since you've heard Hype School?
Since we like recorded it.
Oh, God. That's been a minute or so.
I'm sorry. I miss you there. So
I,
like,
I said, how long has it been since you've listened to Hype School?
oh, since I've listened. Oh, okay. I think I listened to it. I think last year, maybe. Yeah, or a
Oh,
couple of years ago. Yeah, it's like it's been a while. Or a song at a time, maybe.
where did you listen to it? Do you have an original cassette tape or on YouTube?
Actually, I have that cassette transferred, and the one that's circulating on YouTube. Actually, I think it came from me.
Oh,
Okay, it came from me because I have a co-worker that transferred it to the original cassette into a CD, and I sent the copy to Mel, and from there it circulated because I don't know where else came in. Maybe it came from me.
uh, well,
Yeah.
I I noticed something interesting. So I have a digital rip of it from a cassette tape. I
Hmm.
mean, I have a cassette tape of it now, but it's the one that I've made. I've never seen an original hype, and I'm not gonna say I doubt I ever will, because you never know. I'm meeting a lot of pretty interesting people who have some pretty interesting collections, so I might end up running into it at
Hmm.
some point. But if you listen closely to the version that I have, and actually to the version that Mel has, you
Hmm.
will notice in the background, especially when you guys start playing softly, like not on songs like Rock and Roll Machine because that's loud, but
Hmm.
let me pull this out quickly to name specific songs.
Hmm.
Spider's Web, What a Girl, as you've said before, you can hear a like
Yeah,
a really
like there's an air, yeah.
a hissing sound, and it
Mhm,
sounds to me like you can actually hear the master tape spinning in the background, and I'm like, what
mhm.
the hell?
I know it was like when it was produced like way back then.
Yeah, I understand that, but
It,
I've been trying to clean that up because, and also on the
mhm,
song Spider's Web, Mel sent
mhm,
me the master of it, and I'm like, Mel, you should listen to your song after the third verse and tell me what you hear. Because what
mhm,
happens is, after you saying I get caught in a web of love, I can't get out, it goes, and the
mhm,
audio just practically drops. It sounds
mhm,
like a splice error, and then it drops. And he's like, I
mhm.
have not noticed that, which I fixed it at this point. But yeah,
Oh, thank you. Mhm,
because pretty much after you saying I get caught, no, it's caught in the web of love. Like right after
mhm.
you say the word love, it goes, and
It's like you
it's
really cut. Yeah.
yeah, and
I,
what I've done
actually,
is
did like way back then, like because we don't know what we're doing, we wrote the songs, but recorded them, and but the process of recording, we're so primitive back then.
oh, I understand that. I mean,
And also the other thing that happened there, I think when the copying, there was a mistake with the copying from the master to the cassette way back then. That's why the sound was affected that way. Yeah,
no, I
that's
get you. It's
as
totally
far as I
fine.
remember the story.
What I did was, since there's no way to get that, because it literally
Hmm.
it sounds like someone's spitting.
Uh
It sounds like
huh.
someone's spitting. So I was like, yeah, I can't mute that. That's impossible. So what I did was, since you say in the song, get caught in the web of love 3 times because there's 3 choruses, I just deleted that and I
Uh-huh.
copied and pasted from the second or the first chorus. I
Oh.
just spliced the chorus over to just fix it that way. John Lennon, he did that to a few of the Beatles songs, and so I'm like,
Uh-huh.
okay, well, I'll just splice it over, and then I turned the volume up on it, and I fixed the treble. The one
Mhm.
thing I'm trying to fix still is the sound of the master spinning, but it's so embedded into the core of the song that I don't really think I'm gonna be able to do much, and I'm
Yeah.
a little shocked because like when Mel sent me the digital version of the master, so I was like, okay, cool. I listened to that and I still hear it. I was like, Mel,
Oh, really?
uh, as the
Yeah, still there, huh?
the digital version that I got previously was from a blog spot. I had
Mm.
originally figured that somebody ripped it to the internet, so I was like, okay, well maybe they just used poor ripping material. Maybe the cassette ripper wasn't that good, because that
Mm-hmm.
happens. But no, I heard it in the master, and I was like, Mel, are you telling me you paid someone to clean this up? He's like, yeah. I'm like, you might want to really listen to this and get your money back, because I mean, I'm trying to fix it myself, but there is
Mm.
some buzzing. It's not a buzzing noise. It's just a
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
yeah.
Yeah.
That's just in the core of the song, and it's
Uh,
only really noticeable in your quieter ones. But
uh-huh.
yeah,
Uh, I wish it's electronica, so we can cover that.
I'm
We can say it's an effect, but I know
because
what you mean.
here's the
Yeah.
thing. Private stock's 30+ years old, so I don't think anyone's going to complain about it because honestly,
Uh-huh.
it's more punk rock that way. It's raw. 'Cause this is
Uh-huh.
your first. I mean, I don't know if it's your first band, but this is your 80s, 50s
Mm-hmm.
punk rock band. So
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anyone's going to really complain about that because it kind of honestly adds more of an aged feel to it, more of a you know a raw feel to it, which that's I like it. I like it how it is. I mean, Mel wants it to be as good as possible, and I understand that. But
Mm-hmm.
and
Oh,
yeah,
good.
I'm gonna I'm gonna get the CDs done before I leave the U.S. back to the Philippines. And he's like, so I just told him the other day that I was returning. That's like brand new news. And he's like, wait, you're coming back here? How are you gonna sell it? Like, I'm magical. I got it. No, I'm just gonna before I leave here, I'm gonna drop a whole bunch of copies off at record stores all over the country, U.S., and then when I go there, I'm just gonna sell it on Discogs. And I've got a couple of Philippine. I've got Mutilated Noise, ran by Noah Punksha. He's gonna distribute some cassette tapes and some CDs, and
Oh, okay.
maybe hit up damn it, Middle Finger. You know,
Hmm.
John Fishbone, he does that. So I've got
Yeah,
quite a few different
yeah,
places who can sell it for us and get that
yeah.
money.
I
And
see, I see John helping you with that.
yeah, Mel, really anyone who we can get to pick it up, we're gonna go with that because
Hmm.
Hype School needs to be remembered. I just when I lived
Oh,
in the
thank
Philippines
you.
for 9 months and I tried to
Uh-huh.
find as much as I could, and when I was told by Mel himself that Hype School has lost to time and space, I'm like, no, are you serious? He's like, I haven't even seen it in years, man. I'm like,
Hmm.
well, I'm gonna make it then. I'm like, Mel, can I reissue your cassette? He's like, you're kidding. I'm like, can I? I'm like, no, seriously, I have a record label. I want to reissue this. It's good. He's like, it's not that good. I'm like, Mel, it's really good. I want to reissue it. He's like, okay, if you insist. Right
Because
there.
in a way also like I remember it didn't get a good review
It,
in a Philippine magazine way back then.
oh,
Yeah,
it didn't.
it did like way back then. And that same person who reviewed when we met him when we Edwin Saliana, you heard about him? You know him?
Edmund,
Saliano,
your
Sallan.
is that your drummer?
No, he's a writer in Jingle magazine way back then. Now he's writing also in some magazines in the Philippines.
I think Mel mentioned it.
Yeah, he didn't have a good review. He didn't like it back
Oh
then.
yeah,
But
Mel told me that. Mel told me that.
Mhm. And when we saw him again, when we tried to reunite again way back in the 90s, he, uh, this is what he told us. I think I may, I think I did not listen to it well. And he said that private stock was ahead of its time. That's
Oh yeah, it was.
that was he said like around that time. It was too early for 1986. That's what he said
Yeah, because
when we saw him again.
nobody was doing what you guys did then.
Hmm.
I mean, as I told Mel in the U.S., like pretend you guys are from the Los Angeles hardcore scene.
Hmm.
That would have been taboo culture right there. Like Private Stock
Hmm.
goes on stage and plays Rock and Roll Machine and all that. They would have been
Hmm.
like, fuck are these guys? What are you doing? Are you playing Bill Haley and Elvis with your music? Um,
But oh, I tell you, that's how it is. Oh, it was fun way back then, because we will be, let's say, Betrayed will be playing before us, and then we come in. We still play those rock and roll like speed up, like 100 miles per hour kind of thing. We speed them up, okay, and from you will see those punks like doing some pogo and all that. And but when we hit the stage, like the dancing will be changing. It was fun, like way back then.
yeah, I love Private Stock. I
Mm.
have a
Oh, thank you.
I made
But
a little CDR of it when I first got to the U.S.
mm,
when I got an SUV, and
uh,
that's my driving record.
but by the way, who introduced you to private stock?
Uh,
Who gave you the music or told you about us or anything?
So I was actually going to tell you that anyways because I told Mel. So
Huh?
I moved to the Philippines May 31st, 2018, and I lived there for nine
Mm-hmm.
months. And pretty much what happened was I knew I was gonna live there, so I'm like, okay, well, my first time to the Philippines was 2017. I was there for 45 days. I didn't know anything about the country at all, but since I was gonna move
Uh-huh.
there in 2018, I'm like, okay, I need to know the music. So I typed in on Google
Mm-hmm.
Philippine punk rock. I found Urban Bandits Manila Girl, which that blew me away because that
Mm-hmm.
song, I'm like, are they doing woo? Are they doing doo-wop in this? I had to listen to it a few times. I was like,
Mm-hmm.
oh my god, they're fusing 50s. Okay, blew me away. So I heard Urban Bandits, Philippine Violators, George Imbecile, and them. Those were like my
Mm-hmm.
first three. And then I found a blog spot called Brave New World. It's got nothing to do with original Brave New World. It's some French guy who stayed there during the 80s and he collected a bunch of 7 inches in cassettes and he ripped it all. So it's not Tommy's project. It's got nothing to do with Tommy Tanchenko. But
Uh-huh.
I found Private Stock Hype's Cool on there. Someone uploaded it, which is where I got it from. And I at first, so I don't know why, but at first I thought Private Stock Hype School was a various artist compilation. I don't know
Mm.
why I thought it was a various artists compilation, but I
Mm.
did. I thought private stock, because a stock of something, a private
Mhm.
stock, hype's
Mhm.
cool. So I thought it was like this hype, this cool. I don't know, but the
Mhm.
title of the band made me think it was this Philippine compilation album. So I listened
Uh-huh.
to it and I was like, this isn't a compilation album. I was like, yeah, I researching Philippine punk is how I found it, and I was actually on a bus
Uh-huh.
with my wife going from Tanza Cavite to Manila to a hotel, and I was
Mhm.
listening to it, and
Mhm.
I'm kind of blown away because I just got finished listening to the Bandits, the Idiots, to Phil Vio, to IOV, and suddenly, like,
Uh-huh.
these guys are different. Wow. Well, my favorite song is Rock and Roll Machine. I fucking love that one, but at first I was
Mhm.
like, damn, I don't know what to think about this. This is different. I
Mhm.
I loved it, but I couldn't, like, I have OCD and I was trying to
Mhm.
categorize it and it just wasn't fitting anywhere.
Mhm.
And the song, as you said before, I'm like, you guys are
Mhm.
doing slow paced 50s rock at the moment. Oh my,
Mhm.
yeah,
Yeah,
I just
has something
loved
to do
it.
with the has something to do with the Stray Cats way back then when they came out. The thing is, when we really started way back in it's like '83, when Mel was not Mel mentioned that to you. He came
Yeah,
in like a few months after we really started. When we really started, the set list were Sham 69, Sex Pistols, The Clash. When we really started in April '83, those were the set lists. We will be playing. You've heard, I guess, Shakey's Pizza in the Philippines.
yeah, I eat there quite
Have you been to
often.
that? Have you been to that place?
I eat there often.
They used to have bands there, like
Oh,
show bands.
really?
Yeah, they used to have show bands there.
Damn it, they
When
need to do
when
that again.
Edmond, yeah, when Ed, so I was able to try to book the band there. They were thinking we would be doing some cover bands kind of thing, but guess what? We did Sex Pistols at that place, and everyone was like looking at us. Yeah, I was singing Sham 69, Hurry Up Harry, on that place.
Oh my god.
Hmm. And I tell you, like I think we stayed for an hour only, and the manager said, "Oh, we're gonna pay you now. Thanks for coming over."
Holy shit.
Yeah, we did that before.
That's
Because
crazy.
there's not much venues for punks way back then, except for I don't know if you've heard that Brave New World. It's like some sort of festival for all the bands.
Yeah,
That
I
happens
know.
every year. Yeah,
Still?
that yeah. Oh, not way back then. Way
Oh.
back in the '80s. Yeah.
Cause
Uh,
I've heard the cassette tape.
mhm. That I think reached about like Brave New World 10, my guess, if my memory is right.
I know
Like
they're
that's
trying
where you
to
will see.
I know they're
Yeah,
trying to
that's where you will
revive
see.
it.
Oh, good. Yeah, that'd be great. That will happen again. Uh, I would be glad to play that there again with that. Yeah, and not only yeah, like I said, it's only that happens once a year, and there'll be pocket concerts there around Manila. Like sometimes, you know what? Woods will be playing with us. Like we'll be asking. That's how it is sometimes there. Sometimes we will have several gigs with the same band. Like there was a time Woods and Frybit Stock at the same time was three several gigs, and then Urban Bandits and us, Chaos and us. There was at the time like summer of '85 or '84. Oh, '84. I'm wrong. '84. The entire summer, Chaos and Private Stock and Dead Ends, just the three of us, were playing around that area in, not really in Manila, in Malabon, Navotas area.
Yeah.
Yeah, like we were playing gigs there almost like every week that during that summertime. Yeah, that's how it goes there. So it's and then, like I said, those small concerts, and then Brave New World was the main one, wherein you will see all those bands in one night.
I wish
Yeah.
I was alive there. That'd be really,
I know.
like,
Oh, that was like really everyone that shows up. We got mohawks there. Like really, they dress up way back then. Like the '77 punk,
yeah.
that kind of thing. That's how they look like there when they show up there. E- Yeah, even us, we were like we somewhat looked like that at the beginning. Then when when we when actually I suggested, like, for us to be different, I think we need to add some rock and roll rockabilly thing here, speed them up. But then and then later on, I found out Cramps is somewhat doing like that, isn't it?
The Cramps.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
Cramps,
they
isn't it?
they did
Like
that a lot.
somewhat like that, but they went more hardcore rockabilly, that kind of thing. But yeah, compared to us, but something like that, mix of punk rock and roll kind
You,
of thing.
you know
Yeah.
what's funny? Out of all the original Philippine punk rock bands, so which
Hmm.
I know you just mentioned them, the one Philippine punk rock band that took me the longest time to actually listen to, because I don't know why I did not like Woods at first. I just
Hmm.
something about them I just well I okay the first album I heard by them was Jera. I didn't hear
Oh,
I
Guerra, yeah,
didn't
like war. Yeah.
yeah I heard that one first and I was like it's okay, but when I heard Arms Talk I was like, oh shit, okay, you guys are good. Cause Woods
Hmm.
just I can't really explain. I mean I love them now, but
Hmm.
it took me a while to really get, I guess, because I mean, well, for one, I'm just now becoming fluent in Tagalog, and of all the bands, Would
Hmm.
speak the most Tagalog from what I could, from what I
Hmm.
see, because they don't really do
Hmm.
English much back then, from what I heard.
Hmm. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Even before, yeah, I know what you're saying.
So it kind of,
Yeah.
due to the fact that I couldn't understand what they were getting into, and apparently
Hmm.
they're religious, I guess. My
Hmm. That
well,
Krishna thing.
yeah, they're Christian. Every time I'd play them, my wife would tell me to turn it off because, well, she didn't care. Okay, it's not that she didn't like it, but her family is hardcore Catholic, and she didn't want it to
Uh-huh.
piss them off. So I
Uh-huh.
really never got a chance to understand Woods because I'm like, well, I don't
Hmm.
think they're being hateful, anything like that. She's like, no, you can't play that. You're going to get in trouble. I'm like, I'm not gonna get in trouble. What are they?
Hmm.
I'm like, are they Satanists? She's like, no, they're not Satanists. They're just don't play that. I'm like, okay, okay, we won't fucking play it. I mean, I don't know anything about Krishna. I have no idea
Uh-huh.
what that even is, but no, I'm yeah, the Woods is pretty good. I like Arms Talk, and I like
Hmm.
Opan Cajon. That's probably my favorite
Hmm.
album by Woods.
Armstock, I think, was this almost at the same time Hype School came out, or
Yeah,
before or
Arms
after.
Talk is 85.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, 85.
I've
Okay. Ours is 86. Yeah, around that, like, I think 84, 85, 86, one after the others releasing
That's
their
what I love about
albums.
Twisted Red Cross is it was bam, bam,
Mm.
bam, 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 bam,
Uh-huh.
like non-stop. I,
Yeah.
that's a scene that was just Tommy Tangchenko knew what he was doing. That's all I gotta say. That man, he knew what he was doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's like, okay, punk rock. Let's make a label. Which I
Mm.
know. How close to Tommy were you back then?
Uh-huh. Yeah, Tommy and me were like we lived close before in the Philippines,
Maybe you can answer
and
this then. How
yeah,
come he never released New Move Forever, the Third World Chaos album on Twisted Red Cross? I don't understand that.
my guess, because it's already out on like
On
a major label.
on
That's the
Tower.
reason he didn't. Yeah, on Tower actually. Yeah, he's still self-produced, but it was still in the Philippines. It used to be Diner Records. I remember that was the company. He thought of releasing Rescue Ladders. He mentioned this to me before. He thought of releasing Rescue Ladders, so he did No More for Error, and then he released the first Rescue Ladders. That was supposed to be on vinyl, like on Tower Records
Are you
kind of thing.
serious?
Yeah, that was the original plan, but it never happened. Yeah,
Damn.
because we've been talking about that when we were excited talking about the first compilation, Rescue Ladders, like you were saying.
Yeah,
So
I love Rescue Ladders.
yeah, but I just don't know why it did not become like released like No
Financial
Move for Error.
problems.
Hmm. Or maybe the company itself doesn't want to release that. Even though he's financing it himself, maybe it's a mainstream record company, so they prefer, like, what are those bands? What are they
What the
playing?
hell is that noise? That's not a
Mhm.
scene. That's not Apple King Society. What are you doing? It's fast. It's
Yeah.
noisy. Ah!
Hmm. You should have seen those faces. I wish you were there when we
Oh, I
played at
wish I was there too.
Shakey's. Yeah, you should have seen the faces of the audience there.
I
Have you? Yeah.
I've
Ha-
seen I've seen the live shows of the Sex Pistols and all that because I've watched the documentaries of when
Uh-huh.
like the Ramones and the Pistols and the New York Dolls when in the early '70s when they all first started playing and
Mm-hmm.
people would just walk into the shows because it was cheap and they're like, oh no, fuck no, you're loud, you shit, fuck you, get off the stage, you bitch. That's the
Uh-huh.
reaction. The punk invasion. What is this noise? It's going to ruin
Uh-huh.
Western civilization.
I know.
Hell, they even
They
made
don't have a clue.
the Decline of Western Civilization, that DVD set. That's
Uh-huh.
the greatest documentary I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, that is.
I love it.
Actually, it's now on YouTube, isn't it?
Yeah,
Even
it's on
both,
YouTube now.
yeah, on YouTube. Yeah, I saw it there too
But
one
yeah,
time.
the Germs, the Avengers, the Black Flag, all of them
Mm-hmm.
bands, that was just an obliteration.
Mm-hmm.
Like 70s rock at its height, you had Pearl Jam, you had the Def Leppards, the Motley Crue's, and
Mm-hmm.
Twisted Sister, and then suddenly the Ramones just bust the door down, and it
Uh-huh.
just nuclear shock.
I
That's
know.
the best way to put that. What was your
Mm-hmm.
just another question for your interview here. What bands? I know you said the Pistols and Sham and all them.
Mm-hmm.
What were your main influences for punk rock?
Oh, when we started the Clash, of course, the Clash, Sex
Rest in
Pistols.
peace, Joe Strummer.
The thing with you went to the Philippines around this time, like everything is there now. Way back during our time, those music were difficult to
Oh,
acquire.
I've been told that.
Yeah. So I wasn't able to listen to Nevermind the Bollocks. You know, the first one. That's why I have it
Yeah.
now. All of them was the Great Rock and Roll Swindle. That was the first one I heard, and I was like, whoa, what is this?
You know what's kind of funny? Do you know the history behind that album?
Mm-hmm. What about it?
How it was a fraud record and Johnny Rotten almost sued them over it. So,
Ah, I know.
yeah, that was after. I didn't know that when I was younger, but yeah, the Greatest Swindle. That
Mm-hmm.
album actually isn't even a real. I mean, it's a real album, but it's from what I've read, it's a compilation of just
Yep.
of lines and riffs recorded and just kind of scrapped together. And Johnny
Mm-hmm.
Rotten practically tried to sue the fuck out of Malcolm and all
Mm-hmm.
them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he hated it. Even the film. He hated it up to this time.
I actually, when I, do you know, how long has it been since you've been to the Philippines? Because I know you're in Vegas now.
Oh, I 98.
Wow,
Yeah.
you've been away for a while, haven't you?
Oh yeah. I've
There's
been
a
away for
record,
a while.
there's a record store called Vinyl Dump. It's in Sabao Expo in Quezon City. I don't know if it existed when you were there or not, but
I think around this time, if I'll be going home to the Philippines, you may be my tour guide. You know better than I do now.
but
That's how it will be.
all right, accepted. But there's two
Hmm.
record stores. There's Gold Digger and Vinyl Dump in Sabao Expo in Quezon City. And I
Hmm.
went there in 2017 looking for punk records, and I asked the old man there, I was like, "Do you have any punk?" He was like, "I have no punk, sir." I'm like, "Uh, do you really none? Like no Urban Bandits, nothing?" He's like, "No, what's that?" I'm like, "Okay." Like, "Do you have any metal?" He's like, "No metal, sir." I'm like, "Okay, don't yell at me." And then my wife, she's just crate digging and pulls out an Against All Authority and a Dead Kennedys record. I'm like, what's that? He's like, "Oh, is that hip hop?" Like, the fuck are you doing? He's like,
Yep.
"Oh," he's like, "I do have a
Hmm.
punk record." He's like, "I have the Sex Pistols." I'm like,
Hmm.
"Okay." I'm like, "Well, do you have any local punk?" He's like, "No."
Uh,
He's like, "There is no punk rock in the Philippines." I'm like, "You okay?"
you,
So
you know what? It's really different here. Here, you go to a record store here. Where's Rancid or
yeah,
the store clerk knows what he's selling. In the
they
Philippines,
no, they
yeah, here, huh? In the Philippines, the store clerk
doesn't know
is
shit.
a store clerk. Doesn't know shit. Shit, exactly.
Yeah, I had to. What was really crazy is he had an Against All Authority record, All Fall Down. I bought it for 1,400 pesos because I've actually been looking for it for years.
Mm-hmm.
and he's like, I've never seen these before, and I could tell he was religious because he had a Catholic cross and he had a bunch of Jesus figures on him, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, I want to play this loudly. I'm like, no, no, I don't think you should do that. He's like, no, it's okay. I have it in my store. I'm like, okay, man. I'm like, wait, because I've listened. Have you heard that album before? All Fall Down by Against All Authority.
Uh-huh.
They're from Miami,
Mm-hmm.
Florida, and the he got through the first song, which is really fast and hardcore. Which the first song really doesn't have any obscenities in it, but the second song, him and his daughter almost collapsed because it goes, it's midnight and she's standing on the corner. Her time is money and she's fucking up the order, and his eyes just popped out of his skull. He's like, I have that in my shop. Oh my god. Oh my god. I'm like, do you not pay attention to what you buy? He's like, my son runs the shop. I don't. I'm like, I can tell. I'm like, I'll buy
Mm-hmm.
that from you. He's like, you have it. I don't want it. It's sinful. You take it. I'm like, okay, man. I'm like, the Sex Pistols are kind of the same way. He's like, yes, but that's worth $1,000. Like, $1,000? Maybe 1,000 pesos. He's like, no, it's missing record. It's rare. I'm like, yeah. So he had the double LP, but one of them was missing, and he told me that since one
Uh-huh.
of the LPs was missing, it was rare. I'm like, I don't
Uh,
think
uh,
that's how that works.
no, no. We cut the value in half.
Yeah, I'm like, that's not how that works, man. It's not a misprint. Yeah, I haven't. I only went in his store once because yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I'm good. He had some Circle Jerks in there. He had Circle Jerks 4. He had a Fat Records compilation. He had a bunch of Fat Records and
Mm-hmm.
Epitaph bands. He didn't know what half of the shit was, which was hilarious. But
Mm-hmm. They will just receive those inventory and then sell them
pretty much,
without a clue.
aren't they called
Okay.
placas over there? Placa.
Yeah, they call yeah
Yeah,
the
I know
records.
a little Tagalog. But so you said private stock formed in '83, right?
Yep. Mm-hmm.
I know we just jumped another topic there. So how
Hi.
I can't remember if it was you or Ricky, but how did private stock originally form, and where did the name private stock come from?
It's Luis and Edmund were really the first one who formed this. And we used to be in the same high school in Malabon. It's called St. James Academy. That
Yeah,
high school, that's where Chaos came from also.
nice.
Yeah, it's a Catholic school, but punk rock started from there also in Malabon. Yeah, that's where Chaos came, and we saw it. They played one time, and we saw it. I had my own band in high school, and Edmund and Luis were forming a band also. Then, when I graduated high school, that's the time they were still in high school. I was in college, and they were still in high school. And then they came to me and approached me if I want to do vocals for them for this punk band, and
Nice.
I was into the punk rock thing already. So I said, "Yep, yeah, let's do this." And there's a bass player named Paul Eco. He was the first one. He stayed for a few months only. He's not into this punk rock thing. So when he quit, we were like crushed. Like, who's gonna do the bass now? So that's the time we put Ricky in, and Mel, who was my classmate in college, and that's how it became a five-piece band, which I count as the main private stock.
Yeah,
The original, like the Beatles had Pete Best at the beginning. That was like the formative years, but the
the
main
Fabulous
band
Four.
itself, yeah, I count Mel and Ricky as the original ones, as I would say, yeah.
But where did the name private stock come from, though?
Simple, it's just Blondie's record label. I was reading the magazine one time and I came across Private Stock. The real name I wanted is Public Enemy. Yep. But I saw there's a Public Enemy
Yeah.
already, so it's like no, no, no. Oh, I hate that. Because the reason I want Public Enemy is Public Image Limited.
Oh yeah, I see there. I'm pretty
That,
sure that fuck, I forgot their names, but I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have cared one bit if a Philippine rock band took
hmm
their name. I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have cared.
hmm
Chuck D, and what's his name? Yeah, I'm pretty sure they wouldn't have cared too
Yeah.
much.
Yeah, that's the thing there. I really want Public Enemy.
There's
The
two.
thing is, yeah,
There's two
because the public.
subhumans. There's subhumans UK, subhumans Canada.
Oh, that I don't know. I know only the UK. Oh,
The
that's
Canadian
big.
one's not really that impressive. They're eh.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. So when I saw, okay, I cannot use public. I'll just use private. So private stock right, from Blondie's record label. And I told Edmund and Louise, you guys okay with that? Okay, go ahead. Let's do that name. Yeah. And then
Badass.
next thing that happened is we approached DZRJ. There was one radio station, the Philippines back then. It's like really backing up the scene. They were the ones playing the songs for this band, like Chaos, Urban Bandits. The Urban Bandits way back then was still the College.
The college.
Yeah,
I want to hear that demo tape. Arnold's trying to find it, but he's told me that
yeah.
he hasn't seen it in 30 years.
The original Manila Girl
Yes,
that Butcher Scars. It was first done by
I know.
College.
I know. I really want to
Okay.
hear it so badly.
Yeah,
Arnold told me that it sounded like shit because they didn't let it play, and I'm like, I want to hear this.
yeah. It's now before Ethnic Faces. It was the Lost Boys where Randy was, and then also the Zoo.
The
That's where
Zoo.
Boyet Miguel. Yeah, Boyet Miguel. Boyet Miguel was original with the Zoo.
Yeah, he.
It's a new wave band. It's like a new wave band
I think it's
before Betrayed. Yeah.
Animal Party, that 7-inch that is
Yep.
probably the
Exactly.
most rarest punk record in the Philippines.
Mm-hmm.
I've seen a picture of it, but I really want to find it, which I don't think I'll ever find it. Because
Yeah.
here's what I think on that. I might find that one day, but
Uh-huh.
no one's gonna get rid of that. No one's gonna
Oh
get rid
yeah.
of that. What I'd probably do
I
is
know.
if I found someone with it, I'd be like, hey, can I rip that just the digital
Mm-hmm.
copy? Because I want to hear this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So that radio station was playing, supporting us like every noon on weekend, Saturday and Sunday. And, yeah, this jockey Howlin' Dave, he will be playing those songs by this
That
band.
is someone who I
So
really wish I could meet, but unfortunately, I heard he passed
yeah,
away.
yeah, he passed away. And then he was the one emceeing the Brave New World. So it's like, so the scene was really forming gradually around that time. That went big with all these shows that we have.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's kind of strange about Chaos. So I've been working for 2 weeks now on my review of New Move for Error, and
Mm-hmm.
I've been talking to Arnold and Aldi Malanta, and a couple others who really knew them,
Mm-hmm.
and there's a few songs on that album that really make me. The Chaos is a fucking mystery. Their story is such a mystery to me because I don't really have much information on them. I don't know how they started. I don't know the background behind their songs. Tommy Tenchenko doesn't talk to anyone. I
Mm-hmm.
don't know anything about them, and it's annoying. I wish I
Um,
knew who they were.
Chaos also started in the same school where we started, St. James Academy in Malabon. That's where they started.
Do you still talk to Tommy these days, or
Not anymore. Not anymore. That's I don't know.
I'm thinking?
There's no reason to talk, or I don't know. It's like both busy.
Well, I've been told that he just doesn't really care for punk rock anymore. So what I'm gonna do is
Mm-hmm.
his children have a band called Absolute Play,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm gonna find their material, and I'm gonna review it just to get his attention.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like reel him
Mm-hmm.
in that way and say, "Hey man, your kid's got a good band now. Give me an interview for Chaos."
Yeah. Yeah. So that's how private stock formed, and then the first major, like I said, Brave New World we did was Brave New World 5. I was surprised with that on that night. I still have in my head the memory how it looks like looking at the audience. We've been playing these songs all throughout that summer, and then it's June 25th, I think. Let me look at my notes here, because it's right in front of me. I have some of those old private stock clippings. Yeah. Oh, so yeah, it's June 25th, 1983, when we first played there, and when we played the first song, "Have More Fun," we only played 3 songs, but we really gave a very good memory to the audience there.
I wish I
And
could,
then,
man.
yeah, 3 songs only. We first did the "Have More Fun," "Rock and Roll Machine,"
Get a roll
and then,
machine.
yeah, and "Future Generation."
Yeah, I like how you guys ended Pipe School with
Yeah.
that song. Everybody got in the chorus and started singing. That's pretty
hmm
cool. Um,
I know it's like almost everyone's there. Betrayed is there. GI is there. Dead Ends is there. I remember. Yeah, Jay Demalanta and Al is still there. Yeah. Do you know that Strange Boy in the Secret Service is not really a complete private stock? It's me, Mel, Luis, and the bass player was Al.
oh, really?
Yeah, Al Demalanta, Strange Boy. Yeah. When we recorded that, we cannot get people to play. So, yeah. Edmund, I think, went here to the States already around that time. We did that. Yeah.
What caused you to go to the U.S.?
I'm sorry?
What compelled you to move from the Philippines to the U.S. and
Oh, my wife now, who was my fiance back then, is already here. It's like that's
oh, is
how
she American?
No, no, Philippine also. Her brother's in the service.
Oh, I see,
That's
I
how it is.
see.
Yeah, that's how it is.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I only asked that because I know it's like, well, these days it's extremely hard for a Filipino to move to the U.S. I've
hmm
trying to get my wife here, and I know it's really hard. So whenever I hear about a Filipino who's managed to move from the Philippines to here, I always
hmm
just kind of want to know how they did it. Because usually it's by a spousal visa or by an H-1, which is a family chain visa. But
hmm
it's always interesting to know that,
Yeah.
everybody should be able to go where they want, in my opinion.
hmm
But
hmm
um, since we're
Yeah.
41 minutes in, I wanna talk about fishbowl too, because I love
Yeah.
fishbowl.
Oh, yeah. I was like glad that you liked the
Yeah,
album
I
because
love
you
that shit.
know
That was awesome.
when you first contacted me and when like and you've been talking about punk rock, I was like, will he like the album? I was like really doubtful with that, but that's great that you like the
So a
album.
little thing to know about me before we get into this.
Mm-hmm.
Punk rock, although I grew up on it, it's actually no longer my favorite genre of music. I'm
Oh,
more
okay.
noisy. How do I put this? I listen to honestly the genre of what fishbowl is more than I listen to punk because I've been listening to punk for 20 odd years. No,
Mm.
no, 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 fuck this system. No, no, no. I've heard that for 20 odd years, so now I actually look for stuff that's got more flavor to it. And that's what
Mm-hmm.
fishbowl is. I mean, I love private stock. That's why I love private stock so much because they're
Mm-hmm.
not just generic. They're not, they're not a
Mm-hmm.
spitting image of a punk rock band. They're different.
Mm-hmm.
I can listen to Hype's Cool and I get
Mm-hmm.
different flavors of different stuff mixed in there. That's why when you yeah, I kind of noticed that you're like it's not punk, is it okay? I'm like hell yeah, it is. I listen to
Mm-hmm.
everything, man. I mean, I even like the Vagabonds in their country, man. I can't stand country music, but I love the
Uh-huh.
Vagabonds, Mel's recent band. But what
Uh-huh.
so okay, I know you said the vinyl, Thermonic Emissions, right? Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Thermonic Emissions. I listened to it. I listened to that 6 spins, both sides.
Thank
I
you.
opened it up and I put it on there, and I was trying to take a nap to it, but I kept flipping it over, and I was like, okay, spin one, spin two, spin three. My roommate comes out, he's like, have you been playing the same record 3 times? I'm like, I'm enjoying this. I'm like, I don't even want to go to sleep anymore. I span it
Oh,
six
thank you.
times, 6 times. He's like, dude, can you play something else? You've been playing that shit all night. Like, it's good
So
though.
you played side one like over and over and over, something
No,
like that?
I played side one and side two 6 times.
Oh, okay, okay, six
Like,
times. Okay, got it.
yeah, I played the entire record like 6 times in a row, and then I ripped it to my iTunes, and
Uh-huh,
because I kind of got tired of getting up, and I ripped it to
uh-huh,
my iTunes, and I just laid there with the earphones on, and I probably looped it another 5 or 6, another 10 times or so. So I listened to
mm-hmm,
it about 15 times in a row, which I haven't done that in a while. But Thermonic Emissions, and then I have vaguely listened to the CD because it's in my car actually, so
uh-huh,
I'm not as familiar with that. But yeah,
uh,
you did damn good with Thermonic. You said you did that all on your own, Thermonic.
yeah,
Jesus.
yeah.
Oh my
I
God,
played everything there. I
Mr.
I
Talented.
yeah, I
Huh.
wrote. I played bass, the drum
You're
parts,
like
and then
Dave
the
Grohl over there doing the
yeah,
first Foo Fighters record.
yeah.
That's the first thing I thought is was like, I know you're the Philippine Dave Grohl. There you go.
Yeah, and then also, yeah, I wrote them first, and then after that, I played the main chords with the,
Was it hard to
like,
do?
no, because you're having fun.
True that. How long did it take?
Yeah,
How
this
long did it
thing,
take?
it took me like in a way a long time, like still like about like 4 or 6 months
Damn.
to do
Well,
that because things I still work, you know. My only time is like around this time, like from kids. Good thing kids were still small then, so when they went to bed, I record now.
it's like go to bed,
That's how I
kids.
did.
Daddy's gotta work. Gotta
Exactly.
work on
That's
the
how I
demonic
did that one.
emissions.
That's how I did that, and then and it's reality. It's that Thermionic you mentioned before that it started like I only tried them on iTunes with a five song like kind of EP,
Oh, you have an iTunes
and
thing?
yeah,
I'll
yeah,
have to
I
look that
had
up.
them on iTunes. Yeah, I did the 5 song there on iTunes, and then from there, okay, no, I have more songs. I've been releasing only on iTunes, and then later on, I said I'm gonna handpick the ones that I like and release that as a vinyl record.
Does iTunes actually pay you?
Not that much.
Oh God, I.
That's more, it's more of a promotion thing that you have.
So in other
I
words, how much do they sell your album for?
Yeah, usually like they sell 99 cents. They get, I think I get like about 70 cents or something like that.
Per song?
Yes, yeah, per song.
That's not too
But the
bad.
thing is, the problem, no, not yeah, not too bad. But my doubt is the accounting that they do there.
Oh yeah.
How
Well,
many streaming really happen,
oh,
isn't it?
it's just for streaming.
Yeah, no, streaming and also the sales, isn't it?
I
How many downloads happen there? How many streaming that happen? That we cannot count, isn't it?
I have no idea how iTunes works anymore. The last, and
Yeah.
I'm serious, the last album I ever bought on iTunes was back in 2011, Beastie Boys Hot Sauce Committee Part 2. After
Mm-hmm.
that, I never bought on iTunes again because I started buying shit physically.
Mm-hmm.
I'm now I know as a musician, because we're both musicians, I'm not really that active, but I will admit this. I will
Mm-hmm.
pirate an album before I buy it on iTunes, and then I'll buy it physically.
Mm-hmm. In a way, I agree with you with that. Somewhat, I sometimes do that too. Yeah, yeah, it's how it is. But more of like when I have it there in iTunes, it's more of just to be there,
Yeah,
to
it's a good
exist.
service. It's just
Yeah.
I am vaguely aware of how they treat musicians, and so
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather just call get a hold of the band and say, hey, I heard your album. Can I buy it directly from you? Can I give you ten
Mm-hmm.
dollars for this? As
Mm-hmm.
iTunes,
Yeah, like I said, the downloads 73 cents or something like that they give me. But my thing is, how many downloads did I really get? Is this the one that you're actually paying me, or I had more than that? There's no.
okay.
Yeah, I've spoke to several musicians also have songs in iTunes. They were like complaining, like, did I really get only this number of downloads or streaming and all that? Yeah.
Apple Music, man. That's
Mm-hmm.
started out as a decent label, but then it kind of just turned into a corporate cesspool after the longest time.
Okay, I'm gonna check because the thing is, my distributor CD Baby. I don't know if I think I have there too, but I'm gonna take a look. Sometimes I'm not aware that I'm there, like Spotify. I didn't know that I was there. Not until recently. I think last year I found out. Like, really, they sent. Yeah, they have my songs there also. That
You know,
those two albums are there.
Jesus Espiritu of Philippine Violators?
Uh huh.
He had a meltdown the other day because apparently to quote him, some asshat
Uh
uploaded
huh.
all of the Philippine Violators music to Spotify and to Pandora, the streaming services, and
Uh huh. Yeah.
someone was making money off of his music,
Uh
and
huh.
he was fuming.
Yeah, you can't blame him.
Yeah, that's why I don't deal with any of that shit. I have one EP for 2016 that's called Fakeality. I'll send you a
Mm-hmm.
cassette before I leave the country.
Oh yeah,
I've got
yeah.
that, and then I'm working on a full album, which I'll probably end
Mm-hmm.
up releasing in the Philippines. But um,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I do physical only. I was doing SoundCloud, but I don't really care for SoundCloud too much.
Me too. I have only like a track or two, again, just to be there.
Yeah,
But I don't feel SoundCloud, and I don't know Bandcamp. That I don't really have.
yeah,
Yeah,
Bandcamp's decent, but it's I don't know.
there's one college radio at San Francisco KUSF. They're really supporting fishbowl. It's in their playlist every month.
I was gonna tell you on that so you know how uh in my Recto Manila video you saw me flipping
Yeah.
through them fastly. So let me explain this. It was no disrespect. I was just when
No,
I go
no,
to
don't ever think that way. I see it. No, no, please, please, don't ever think that way. I see it's funny because the great thing I heard your comment now, and then that was after. It was funny because the way you look at it, like, uh, fishbowl, I don't know this, and then you put it down, and the way you like it now, it's like if you only knew
yeah, if
something
I
like
knew what
that.
it was.
Hmm.
I
Because I tell you, your reaction, maybe the reaction of other people who went there and saw the record.
well to
Yes,
be honest
that
with
could be the case.
I've
Yeah.
I've got dyslexia, and so um I thought it said fish bone, like John Fishbone. So I
Hmm.
don't like acoustic music too well, and
Hmm.
I was told that John Fishbone has an acoustic set, and so I'm like, oh, Fishbone. I don't like acoustic. I didn't even. Yeah, I thought it was actually something that he's done, which
Hmm.
I don't know. I just
Oh,
I
that's what
knew.
you said. I thought what you said is like, I don't know this.
Yeah, I
I
said I
thought
don't
that's,
know this
oh
because
yeah, okay, yeah, and then you put it down. It's like,
I knew the bandits, the GIs, and all that. I was like, oh, that's
hmm.
I don't know that one. Okay.
I was really, I think like so funny. Like I was really laughing when I saw you. Like when I saw that video, it was like because I now know that you really like the album, but how you reacted way back then. So have you listened to the CD itself actually, or not,
Yeah,
not
I
at all?
listened to it a few times. I
Ah, okay.
can't hold on a second.
Good.
I'm pulling up on my
Because
iTunes real quickly.
one
Just
thing I
to
need to point out, the two albums are a bit different, isn't it? Or
yeah, I can tell I can tell the CD is a tad bit different than the
yeah,
vinyl.
yeah. The CD is more psychedelic. The other one is more electronic.
Yeah, it's a bit more noisy.
Hmm.
Trying to pull it up here. I have so
Hmm.
many albums in my iTunes. There's
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You check some of the tracks there.
oh, there it is. I
It's
found it.
also
Out in
it's
Space.
also yeah.
Yeah, I like oh yeah yeah. Wait no oh Kingdom is on the vinyl.
Yeah, Little Kingdom is yeah, it's on the vinyl. And
I'm
then
pretty sure I've listened to this.
have
Yeah,
you
I like
listened to
Supercharged.
Serpentina? Serpentina is a good one also from the LP,
Yeah,
from the
uh,
album. It's a
Supercharged,
good
Out
track.
in Space. It's all beautiful and magical. I like the song Magical.
Hmm.
I mean, I like them all, but
Oh,
still.
thank you.
What's the I see on the album it's a red background. What's the picture here? It looks like some sort of subway maybe? Or I
Actually,
don't
that's where we play here in downtown Vegas.
oh
And then
nice.
it's only one picture, and then I layered them. I
Oh
designed the album too. All the album covers, I designed that.
oh nice.
Yeah. So I layered the picture, like to create the psychedelic feel. It's really one picture, but I layered them over, like I don't know.
Yeah, I
Check,
see that. I'm looking at the artwork on it.
like I think 5 times or 4 times I did that. Like,
Yeah,
that's
and
how it is.
one thing I really liked about the LP is that you mentioned private stock in there, which is
Oh,
awesome, and you mentioned Edmund and Lou, which I think Edmund was still alive around the time when it came out,
yeah. Hmm. Hmm.
you gave a rest in peace to Louis, and this I
Hmm.
really like the paying homage that you did to private stock and your mates. I really like
Hmm.
that, and you dedicated it to your daughters and your wife.
Hmm. Hmm.
That was quite beautiful, I gotta say.
Oh,
I
thank
really
you.
like that.
Thank you. Yeah, because that's like the first one, and then it's like I would say like the continuation of Hype School. From Hype School, it became fishbowl, and then yeah, that's how it is. That's the reason I need to mention them because it's like from there. Because some of the songs are written even from before when I was still in the Philippines. Love was written while still in the Philippines.
Nice.
Yeah, that's how it is.
You have any?
Yeah.
You guys planning on making any more
Um, I have songs in my. I'm planning for another fishBOL album, third one.
this year, next year?
Mm, maybe I cannot tell time yet because the thing is I'm still debating. I'm looking like into power pop this time,
Hell yeah.
like the knack kind of thing, the knack or some kind
Ah,
of sort of
Sharona.
that group, like like the American beat and what else, like the records, that kind of genre. Because the new songs I can arrange them like that. So I'm not recording anything yet because I'm still debating on the new style that I'm gonna do.
One thing that's gonna blow people away, especially in the Brave New World scene, is a few people have heard a couple tracks off my EP, but I
Uh,
removed my EP from the internet because I am I'm. It's not that I don't like my original EP. It's just I want it to be physical only. I don't really want it to be digital anymore. But
uh-huh,
I've let a few people hear it, and so they go into it thinking it's punk rock. And no, it's
uh.
not. It's you've heard. Have you heard of no wave?
Yeah, yeah.
Like Teenage
Yeah.
Jesus and the Jerks, Sonic Youth.
Mm-hmm.
That's the kind of music I play. Noise rock, noise chord, noise death, no wave, just
Mm, mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
like what you do, only just on an extremely no
Mm-hmm.
order level, like worse
Mm-hmm.
than GI and the Idiots. That's the kind of
Uh-huh.
music that I play. And you know what Alec from Brave New World, or do you know him?
No, I haven't. Yeah,
Well,
I didn't.
my Mel, he's heard my EP because I sent him the entire thing, and
Mm-hmm.
he's like, "You have a very interesting kind of music." I'm like, is that a good or a negative review? He's like, uh, I like it, but I don't know what to call it. I'm like, hey, that's perfect. It's unique. He's
Mm-hmm.
like, yeah, unique is a good word for it.
Mm-hmm.
Well, the first song on there is called Kurosuti. Kurosuti. It's
Uh-huh.
Janglish, Japanese, English. It's about my
Uh-huh.
very first girlfriend. Her name is Christy, and it starts off with 45 seconds of just a distorted guitar, and then it goes into hard
Uh-huh.
drums, and it's just
Mm-hmm.
I'm playing a guitar. I played a guitar, and then I took the guitar switch, where you plug it in, and I
Mm-hmm.
just kind of this is a very unsafe. Don't ever do this. But you know how they say if you put a fork in a electric socket, it'll shock you. Well, I ran. You're gonna laugh. You're gonna laugh. So, what I did was I used a piece of electric cord.
Uh-huh.
I pretty much fried an amplifier to create a shock sound, which I could have
Mm-hmm.
just went on the internet and found a shock sound, but no, I wanted to do something really dangerous and stupid. Because my
Mm-hmm.
girlfriend over 5 years had just broken up with me, so I was really depressed, and so I made a shock sound with my amplifier by putting an electric cord, like a sparking electric cord, in
Mm-hmm.
there to make it sound like. And
Yeah.
instead, I kept unplugging it and just tinkering with it and made some really high pitch and low pitch frequency noises. I brought a transistor radio over,
Uh-huh.
and I ran some static electricity. I just made a bunch of really alien like buzzing noises, and I just recorded it, and that's pretty much the song. And then I
Mm-hmm.
took my guitar and started slamming on it, and it's
Mm-hmm.
my sister listened to my song a long time ago when it first came out, when I first showed it to her, and her words was, "It sounds like a dying cat." That is the
Mm-hmm.
best way to describe Kurosaki. It sounds like a dying
Mm-hmm.
cat. Or the
I
way
want to
my
hear that. Yeah.
I'll send it to you after this
Yeah.
interview. But yeah, it
Mm-hmm.
sounds like either a dying cat or my buddy Andrew from the UK heard it, and he's like, "It sounds like a pet store is on fire and cats are screaming to death."
That's a very good description there.
Yeah, it's a very honest description, but the rest of the songs are they're just noise. They're different
Uh-huh.
noisy blends of whatever I could
Mm-hmm.
come up with. Like I'm tapping quarters, just scraping a leaf against a microphone,
Mm-hmm.
combining that with banging on a pot in a pan, water running, just taking different noises that I can come up with and kind of distorting it,
Mm-hmm.
reverbing it, echoing it, using a pedal noise.
Uh-huh.
That's pretty much what I do. That's how I make music. I have a
When when we used to when we're still doing gigs here in downtown, the first track on the CD, A6LM, I used to do those kind of thing
oh,
live.
that's A6LM. I thought that was like a abbreviated version of the word album.
No, 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 it's A6LM.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Actually, it's a Filipino thing. It's I really like that. I really want to use that as a name, but my elder brother told me, no, no, you cannot use that as a band name. It's the April 6th Liberation Movement. It's like the way back in the 60s, 70s, I think, several bombings in the Philippines
Oh
were
shit.
happening, and they were the group who was doing that.
Oh,
So I named
oh,
that.
that just got a little deep.
Yeah.
That just got
But
kind of serious.
A6, well, yeah, you can research some more on the
Yeah, I'll
name
do that.
A6LM. Yeah, A6LM.
I
And that was the after private stock. I want to form a band with that name, and my elder brother, no, you cannot use that. You cannot use that. So I still want to use that. So at least as a track song. And then I've been experimenting. I was using Moog there, and then I also have the theremin. I still have my theremin here. So the theremin and the Moog at the same time, it's like, oh, that's just crazy. And on the places we play here, because I was doing those, yeah, at the same time. Because you can leave the Moog playing with the repetition, and then yeah, over and over. And then around that time, I'm gonna move my hand in the theremin. Oh, it's just crazy.
there's a song that I'd made in the Philippines, which I gotta edit it still, but it's so you know how Arnold Morales' second band was, or no, his third band was Music Front.
That I don't know anymore. Maybe I left
Uh,
already when he did that. Yeah.
well, he gave me a really strange idea just because he told me that it was an experimental new wave band that he did, but
Uh-huh.
he gave me a really strange idea, and so I had 3 weeks left. I
Mm-hmm.
just started recording sounds of literally everything in the Philippines, like a jeepney taking off, people screaming, people shouting, vendors,
Mm-hmm.
the Robinson supermarket jingle. I recorded over like 400 different sounds, and I jumbled it
Uh-huh.
all together. And so Asin, they have an '84. You know Asin, right?
Uh-huh. Yeah.
So their 1984 album. It's called Maga Awatin ng Bayangkang Pilipinas. It's their
Mm-hmm.
tribute to the Philippines album.
Mm-hmm.
I made a version of that. Like I did a small little, well, it's a one song EP. It's a 30-minute long noisy. It's just
Mm-hmm.
noises from the Philippines, like just random noises
Mm-hmm.
and shit, just jumbled all together. And I called it uh oh, what I call it, Maga Awatin. It translates to noises of the Philippines instead of songs, just noises. But
Uh-huh. Oh, that's cool.
and I took and I cause I'm not friends with Noe Pelora of
Uh-huh.
Asin, but I've talked to him and I'm like, hey, can I use your album cover but change it up a little bit? He's like, okay, go ahead. Which I wonder if he regrets that now. But
Who's that?
Noe Pelora, he's one of the singers of Asin.
Oh, yeah, yeah.
But
Lolita Carbon.
I don't know her, but I know Noe. But
Ah, no, yeah, no, yeah, yeah, yeah.
I took the album cover, the original one. I inverted
Yeah.
it. I added edges. It's unrecognizable, but
Mm-hmm.
pretty much I just I'll have to send you a picture of it at some point because I
Yeah.
haven't actually finished the song yet. I haven't put it out, but it's pretty much a black, white, and red, green multicolor invert with edge distortion of different
Mm-hmm.
pictures that I took in the Philippines, and it's just a
Mm-hmm.
33-minute long noise compilation of just random sounds. That's pretty much the best way to describe that.
Uh-huh.
And I actually kind of let Noe. I don't know if he actually listened to it because he's a busy guy, and I don't think he's into punk. He's in the scene, but
Uh-huh.
I
Uh,
uh,
th-
I let
no,
him.
they're not much into punk.
I sent it to him, and he gave me the thumbs up. So I'm guessing that just means cool, don't care or something. I mean, he's into what Manila Sound's kind of much different attitude than
Uh-huh.
anything we're into, but I love Manila Sound. But it's kind
Uh,
of funny on that. To go to rewind it a little bit, I was asked what my favorite Manila Sound bands are. My number
mm-hmm.
one favorite, which I don't know if she's a band, but Sampaguita. I love Sampaguita.
Oh yeah.
She is amazing. Like
Mm-hmm.
the first one I ever heard was a scene, and then Apple Hacking Society. I like some of
Uh-huh.
their stuff, but some of it's
Yeah.
little. It's I don't really know how to explain that.
Mm-hmm.
I like their album Made in the Philippines, 1987, because they got the song American Junk on there, which criticizes
Mm-hmm.
foreigners who go over there and treat the Filipinos badly, which
Uh-huh.
I hated that. I've witnessed it in person. I know some egocentric Americans who go over there and I have
Uh-huh.
money, you don't. I'm like,
Uh-huh.
yeah, you're a piece of trash too. Leave. I hate it when they do that.
Uh-huh.
It's not the Philippines' fault that there's not a lot of money. It's just the government's fault for that. But it's a
Exactly.
yeah,
Always. Always.
you know I'm pretty sure that when I lived in towns of Cavite, and even
Uh-huh.
especially when I went to Manila, and I'd see not just adults but children under the age of 5 running around looking like starving skeletons naked in the streets. I'm like, that shook me up. I don't have the words to describe the feeling that gave me because
Oh
I've never
yeah.
seen anything like it before. Like little
Mm-hmm.
kids, not even 5 years old. Sometimes I would see babies laying naked
Mm-hmm.
in the streets alone, and
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, what the fuck? Where's the mother at? Where's the father at? The
Uh-huh.
police don't
You'll see a
care.
lot of those things there.
Yeah, and the P&P, the police, they walk by it. It's like, okay, Robinson's Manila and Armida Manila, So
Uh-huh.
there was a child, probably 1 years old, laying skinny. I'm pretty sure. I hope he was alive, just laying
Mm-hmm.
there, almost in the
Mm-hmm.
street. And the Robinson security guard is like, "Hey, there's a kid over there." He's like, "It's okay, Joe." I'm like, "No, it's not. There's a kid laying naked in the street." He's like, it's okay, no problem." Like, fuck you, man. That is too a
Mm-hmm.
problem. What a. Oh my god,
Oh yes, yes. There's a lot of things that are you'll be like, really? They do that there?
I didn't know how to react to that. Which, yes, I literally did say that to him, which I,
Uh-huh.
I kind of regretted telling him,
And
fuck you, but a child.
mm-hmm.
Ugh.
You don't see those things here.
No, that would the mother and father be tracked down and thrown in prison for that here.
Uh-huh. I
I
know.
don't really get things too well. That's crazy.
Uh-huh.
Is that a big reason why you left?
Uh, Actually, because of my wife, and I like it here. I don't know. I was able to see some of the bands I want to see.
Yeah, that's
Yeah, I
music
saw
here is
Paul
incredible.
Weller. I saw the Who.
Yes, all the holy shit.
Yeah, they will not go to the Philippines, isn't it?
They won't, or they will.
I don't think so. I don't think so.
I know some punk bands from the U.S. are starting to play over there now.
Yeah,
Thankfully.
that's where I saw Pearl Jam in the Philippines.
Wow.
Yeah, I saw Pearl Jam in Mudhoney. Yeah,
Oh shit, Mudhoney, nice.
yeah, and actually at the beginning, Al de Malanta, because I was with Dead Ends when I saw that, I was talking to Al when Mudhoney was playing, but things when Pearl Jam was like, excuse me, I need to see this.
Oh,
And I was pushed in the front. The next thing I knew, I was in front of Stone Gossard. I was like, well, I was on my arm is on the stage, and Stone Gossard is like right there in front of me. Like, oh, that's cool.
I was told by Al in our interview that you, I think, either somewhat wrote or gave him the idea for Dead End song "Insanity."
Yeah, I was the one. I wrote two songs for Dead Ends. Morons Like You from the first album,
Yeah,
Complaints. I wrote that one, and then I gave it to Al, and he finished it. And Insanity, I did that too.
that is my favorite
I,
Dead End song. That song is fucking crazy.
Oh, that's very nice. Okay, I wrote him, and those are the I want to do a punk rock hardcore band way back. Private Stock is happening, but the identity. it will ruin the identity of private stock. It confuse people. So the best thing is write those and then give it to some
Yeah.
people. My next plan was to write for GI, and then I didn't have that material, and I don't know what happened that I wasn't able to write. Because June approached me, how come us? We don't give us a song. Okay, I'm gonna write one for you guys. Way back then in the 80s, yeah, Insanity and Morons Like You.
I heard that I think you wrote "Damn You People."
Oh no no no, that's I think Edmund was the
Oh,
one.
I know someone in
Edmund
private
was the one.
stock wrote that originally.
Yeah, Edmund was the one. Because Edmund was originally with GI when they formed Luis,
Yeah.
and Edmund started GI in a
I
way.
gotta redo my review of Pinoy Ska because that was the first ever Philippine review I ever made. I was over there in the
Uh-huh,
Philippines. I didn't know nothing about the band, and
uh-huh,
all the songs I commented on, and I did not know what the song Westloo was about, and so I kind of
uh-huh.
just skipped it, and I feel bad for skipping it. I didn't know. I had no clue what it was about, and I
Mm-hmm,
didn't speak Tagalog, and then I learned that he
mm-hmm,
was a drummer, and now I know pretty much. Well, I don't know all about him, but I know quite a
mm-hmm,
bit about Louis, and yeah, I gotta redo my review of that, which is kind of sad because that video got over 1,000 views. That doesn't
mm-hmm.
happen too often to me.
You don't know. So, you know what, that happens.
So if you
Yeah.
went back to
Maybe just like do an update. Like an
yeah,
update.
well, I got Manila's Finest on the way, so I think when I get
Oh,
Manila's Finest, I'll just include that. I'll just give a more up. I'll probably just review both of those because as of
uh-huh.
right now, there's only two Puerto Rico albums. But
Mm-hmm.
just another question to use for anyone, for all of those who have made it an hour and 15 minutes into this,
Mm-hmm.
warriors out there, um, if you manage to get back to the Philippines, what do you think the chances would be of a I just about said Puerto Rico reunion? What do you think the chances would be of a private stock reunion in 2019 or 2020?
Oh, definitely. When I get there, I want to reunite, like
Hell
have a
yes.
like a reunion gig. I did that. I went home and like in when was that? 2005. We did a reunion gig. I went home 2005. It was like that was very good reunion because the thing is we did two sets at the 70s Bistro. First set was with Weslew, as
The
in private stock
night.
80s, and then the next one was the next set we did was private stock 90s. It's like the entire history of
I
private
haven't
stock was
even
there.
heard Private Stock's 90s. I've heard like
Mhm.
two songs from them, but Mel hasn't
Mm,
sent it to me yet.
yeah, and the 90s one's like, no, no, no. It's different again
Oh,
also.
I
So
know
I
it's
prefer
different.
this,
I've heard some of the songs on it, but Mel hasn't sent it to me.
yeah, I still prefer the first,
Yeah, I
the
prefer the
80s
first
that
one
we did.
too. I love
Yeah.
the Ghost Signals though; they're damn good.
Mm-hmm.
Are
Yeah, I
you
like what Mel did there.
are you in the Ghost Signals?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, you're in the. Are you just what are you doing
Oh,
there?
oh no, no, with the, what did you say? Like, I'm sorry.
The Ghost Signals. Mel's
Oh, yeah. No, I was not with that. It's only his thing.
oh
Yeah.
yeah, I've got their Secrets and Lies CD.
Mm-hmm.
Al De Malanta actually. So it's kind of funny on that. Um,
Mm-hmm.
Mel was about ready to send me a signed CD, and then Al sent me a Throw CD. Fuck, which one?
Mm-hmm.
Throw Stan, his 2010 album. And he's like, by the way, there's another surprise in the package. I'm like, oh, okay. I opened it up, and Al De Malanta sent me a Ghost Signal CD. I was like, oh shit. It's like, hey Mel, look what Al sent me. He's like, oh, what? Holy, what the fuck? Oh, okay. He was like, I guess that saved me some shipping money. I didn't even know he did that. He's like, yeah, you were read private stock, so I figured you would enjoy the Ghost Signals.
Uh-huh.
I'm like, yeah, you kind of just saved Mel a few coins there. I want
I
to hear the
know.
Vagabonds though. I really want to. I only have heard Nowhere Bound. I really want to hear the rest of
Mm-hmm.
it.
And then Big Buns has an actual album. I don't know that.
Yeah,
Oh,
Mel's got an album. I just want a Vagabond CD. That's all I
oh
want.
yeah, I know. Mm-hmm.
But so I think I've asked you pretty much the story of Private Stock and fishBOL. Is there anything else? Any other awesomeness you got hidden back there?
Not that I remember or know of, or maybe shoot me a message again, and I'll answer you if ever you remember something to ask me. But other than that, the two albums are one is psychedelic, one is electronic. That's
Yeah,
all.
Yeah, I love
I
both of
did.
them, and whatever you release in the future, which I'll probably be in the Philippines by the time you do that.
Uh-huh.
I'm I definitely gotta I definitely want a copy of it, and I will review both of them in due time. I have a stack of records, cassettes, and CDs to review, and
Uh-huh. Oh, thank you.
I'm
Thank you
so
for,
fucking far
yeah.
behind on everything I'm doing.
Uh-huh.
And plus, I'm trying to
Yeah.
reissue Hype School, and
Mm-hmm. No problem.
life is full of surprises.
Mhm. I know. Take your time. Okay.
Alrighty.
Okay. So
Cool.
we'll talk again next time. I mean, message each other again next time.
Yeah, of
Thank you.
course.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Have a good one too. Okay. Bye bye.